What? Do you see that baby? Do you see that baby? Do you see that baby? Look at that baby. Isn't she so beautiful? Isn't she so beautiful? Yes, I know you see that baby. Mwah. Hey guys, it's Liz and welcome back to my channel. Maysun says hello. What are you looking at? There's nothing over there. There's nothing over there that she's looking at. She's just talking to herself. She does a lot. What are you talking about? Today on my channel, I'm going to be talking about newborn essentials. Yes. Now that my daughter is officially 12 weeks old, she is no longer a newborn. She is now just considered an infant. Oh my goodness, look at that baby. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at that baby. No, you're stopped. No, you stopped. You stopped now. So, the first 12 weeks have been so hard, and I cannot believe that they are over. They have flown by so quickly. Yes, it has. It feels like just yesterday I was giving birth, and now I am already back to work, and she's just she's just grown to be her own person so much, and it's just been so like crazy watching her because I know that I created her, and it's just crazy to think about. So the first thing on my list of essentials that I'm going to tell you guys about is this thing. It is a Stroller Fan, and it has a button right here, and it has 3 settings. And the reason for this is that this summer it was so hot, and my daughter was born July 22nd, so really just the middle of summer when I started taking her out is when it really started getting super hot, and I wanted to go out in public, and I wanted to go to Kings Island. I wanted to take her on walks at the park and things like that. But it was so hot, and babies can't sweat, so there was really no way for her to regulate her heat, and I was always frightened that she was going to overheat. So I bought one of these on Amazon. I think it was like $12, and it just clips right to the top of the shade on the car seat that straps into our stroller, and we can, you can change the direction, the angle at which it is going, and the 3 speeds. And it just charges with a micro USB. Ooh, you okay? With a micro USB cord. So it comes with one, but I'm pretty sure everybody has like a million micro USBs laying around their house, because I know I do. So this is definitely something that if you are going to have a summer baby, I definitely would recommend. The next thing on my list is going to be this La Luna Baby Shusher. So the shushing noise for babies is calming because it imitates the noise that they hear in the womb. All they hear is your blood rushing and stuff like that. So the La Luna Baby Shusher literally just shushes. So you can set it to, let me show you, this is hard to do with my hand. So there's the power button, the auto button. So normally when I am in the car with her, I will just turn it on auto, and if she starts fussing or crying, it'll shush when it hears her, but also it'll shush to the volume as she's crying. So if she's just kind of like doing little whimpers, it'll only shush quietly, but if she's full-blown screaming, it'll shush loudly. So that's the auto function, and then the manual function, you can set it from low to high. And also it has a recording button. So instead of the shush that it manually comes with, you can either record your voice or record yourself shushing. So it's just very calming to them. And I have this hair tie on here because I just used the hair tie to loop it onto my car seat. The next thing on my list of baby essentials is this avocado from Skip Hop. It opens up and it has a cute little happy face with a rattle. She loves this here. And the reason that this is an essential is because if I'm hanging this from my car seat and I, brake really hard or I get into an accident and it falls somehow, it's very soft. It's plush on the outside. And this is its resting position, is this closed avocado. Oh no. As I was saying, if it falls out of the loop or somehow, it's not going to hit her when it falls on her because it's very soft. So that's why I like this Skip Hop avocado. This is 12 weeks old, you guys. This is that 12-week growth spurt. Okay, so she was ready to eat. That's what just happened. So the next item on my list of must-haves is this bottle, this Tommee Tippee bottle. This is an anti-colic bottle. Let me see if I can. So it has this little anti-colic nipple and the air vent, which is in here. And the reason I like these is because this air vent is normally blue, but if you ever see it at a bright pink or a bright fuchsia, that tells you that you warmed the milk up too hot. So it's got a little temperature gauge in there. She likes the Tommee Tippee the best. I think it's because it is very much like a regular human nipple, and I like them because the air vent and the temperature gauge on it. So the next thing on my list of must-haves is going to be this. This is the Frida Baby Cradle Cap Scrub Brush. It has another piece that I didn't bring with me, but anyway, it's got this little foamy piece on one side and these plastic bristle guys on the other side. So basically, you put the soap on this side and it lathers really well. It gets really nice and foamy. And then you use this side as very gentle to scrub the cradle cap. Or in our case, she didn't really have cradle cap, but she did have very, very dry skin. And she hated having her head washed. And so it was a challenge to get her to let us scrub her for long enough to really take care of the dry skin, especially in the first week or two. But this did the job. I think I used it maybe 3 times before all the dry skin was gone. So this is really helpful. It also comes with a little tiny comb that you can use when the hair is dry to really just get the rest of this dry skin. I think that's really more for the cradle cap because it's very fine, so it'll help lift those little dry patches off. And it comes with this little stand to keep it from getting gross. So that's always really convenient, and I love convenience. The next thing on my list is this little ducky guy. He's really cute, but he does serve a very important purpose. So his purpose is he tells me how hot the water is in the bathtub. So as you can see, it's 68 degrees in this room. Put my finger over the sensor. So if I were bath water, 78 degrees is a good temperature, 80 degrees, and then once it starts getting to in the 90s and up to 100 degrees, it'll blink red. I take this to my mom's house so that if she's watching her and she gives her a bath it's easy for her to know how hot her water is and if it's too hot and if she needs to restart it. Yes, I do. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next thing on my list is this guy. This is the Owlet. The Owlet is basically, I'll show you on the side here, a sock with a base station and a little sensor. Monitoring device is what it says on here. So the purpose of the Owlet is that it tracks their heart rate, oxygen level, and their sleep pattern. I got this because I was born premature, so I had sleep apnea, and I read somewhere if you as an infant had a sleep disorder that your children would be a little bit more predisposed to have a sleep disorder. So I got this because that was terrifying for me, just to think that she could possibly have a sleep disorder. This has been super convenient and super helpful in the middle of the night. If she's sleeping longer than usual, I can just hop on the app. That's what it looks like. It has their little picture on there. And if I go to history, it'll show me last night's sleep. And that is what it shows me every morning. I check this. And then, so right now we're in her 12-week growth spurt, so she's been waking up a lot. So it shows me that. All the orange parts are when she woke up. The dark purple is deep sleep, and the light purple is light sleep. And then this is oxygen, and this down here is her heart rate. And as you can see over here by my thumb, it has a color coordinated warning zone. The green is good, yellow is gonna send off a notification once it gets into the yellow, and then when it gets into the red, it'll set off a separate notification. And it's very loud and it's very alerting, so that if I'm asleep, it will wake me up. And also I will get alerts on my phone. So on the base station and the phone, I get alerts. So if I'm in the other room, really anywhere in my house up to 100 feet away from my base station, I will get a notification. They have yellow notifications. As you can see, I took her sock off at one point and it gave me a yellow notification. I have not had a red notification yet, thank God. So the Owlet is super worth it, especially if you're really anxious like I am. I found it to be really helpful, really useful, and really necessary. But some people don't feel the same way, so it's really just every mom is different. So the next item on my list of must-haves are these. These are black and white books. Babies, when they're born, they can only see high contrast, and the black, the white, and the red are very high contrast with each other. So this is what the pages generally will look like. Very few words on them. This isn't really a book that you read to them to get them to go to sleep, but really just to grab their attention. So I'll put it here so she can stare at it for a little bit. And these are very inexpensive. We bought these at a bookstore. They were used for $3. See, this is what this is the white on black. Like this. And this, when they're newborn especially, and they can't really see very many colors and they can't see very far away, this is really good stimuli for them. Not so much for her anymore now that she can see other colors, but she still thinks it's interesting. She's looking at it here. The next item on my list also is a Frida baby product, and it is this. A lot of moms have this on their list, and for a very good reason. Those bulb aspirators, they don't work. They don't cut it. They don't do the job as nearly as quickly or efficiently as this guy does. This Nosefrida really is a game changer, I think. So basically what you do, I'm not even going to demonstrate because she honestly hates it. That's why the bulb syringes, they're trash. So this, you put this end in their nose, this end in your mouth, and you suck in. No, you don't get any snot in your mouth because there's a little filter right there. and you can change the filter once it gets gross, and it is very cost efficient and just very overall efficient. As much as she hates getting her nose cleaned, she prefers this over the bulb syringes, honestly, because it's just way quicker. The next thing I have on my list is this. It is a ring sling, and it has totally helped my productivity since being on maternity leave. So she hates being put down. She hates when she's awake and I'm not like holding her, really. I can only really put her down if she's asleep. And the ring sling has saved me. So if there are days where the dishes really need done, or I really need to fold laundry, or I really need to vacuum, really just once the clutter gets to a point where I can't ignore it anymore, I would just pop her in the ring sling, and she would just fall right to sleep because they get really curled up and they're really close to you and they can hear your heart beating and they can feel your warmth. It's very comforting to them. I'll put her in there and she'll just fall right to sleep. I will take her to Target and use the ring sling if I don't want to take the baby carrier in. After I got my gallbladder removed, I couldn't lift her in her car seat because the combined weight was just too much. So this is how I carried her everywhere. So having a ring sling or like a baby wrap or anything like that that'll keep them really close and tucked and comfortable is very worth it, I think. The next thing on my list is this guy. It is the Halo Sleep Sack, and they gave one to me at the hospital in the size newborn, and she has since gotten a little bit too long for it. So this is the size small, and it's perfect for the upcoming winter. It's pretty cold at night, so it's a really soft fleece material. If you're a mom, then you definitely know what this is. You put it in there, it's like a little dress, and then you put their arms to their side, and then you can Velcro them in. Now, I know a lot of people say that they don't like the Velcro, but for me, honestly, it's never a problem. It never really wakes her up. And also, this sleep sack has an inverted zipper. So there's one over here at this end where her head is, and then there's one down here by her feet. So if I need to change her diaper at night, I really don't even have to undo the Velcro. I can just do the zip down here at the bottom and just zip it up to where I have access to change her diaper. Oh, are you okay? What are you doing down there? So the next item on my list is this. This is the Boppy Newborn Lounger. This was my best friend when she was a fresh baby. I would just pop it right here on the couch and just set her in it, and I wouldn't have to worry about falling asleep holding her or anything really like that. She is consciously not a fan. If she's awake, I know you're not supposed to let them sleep in it, but I supervise her at all times. But if she's awake and she's in here, she's not happy. She would prefer to be held. But if I could get her into a deep sleep, and like if I need to go to the bathroom, or if I needed a little break from holding her, my arms are tired, whatever, I would just pop her in the lounger. She hardly ever noticed that I would transfer her into the lounger because it has a lot of cushion, and when you put her in there, it feels like she's being held still. So she would hardly ever notice that I would put her in there. But after the first month and a half, she started noticing, and she would not use it at all. So this is definitely a newborn essential more than anything. So the next thing on my list is this. This is the Mommy's Bliss Nighttime Gripe Water. Sometimes she gets really gassy, constipated, she gets the hiccups, and she gets really frustrated, and this has been super helpful. If I notice before she goes to bed, especially around bedtime, that she is gassy and she's just really fussy and I don't really know why, I've done everything, she's eaten, she has a diaper change, and you know, I've used the Nosefrida after I've exhausted all of my other resources, this is my go-to. Not only does it help with her hiccups and her fussiness, but also it has chamomile in it, so it helps her go to sleep. And this is by no means something that I use every day to help her go to sleep. This is just for when I notice that she's really not feeling her best, acting a little bit aggravated. It comes with a little dropper. It's very convenient. I bought it at Target, and it is probably the best purchase that I've made. While we're on the topic of supplements for your baby, I'm going to go into this Culturelle Baby Vitamin D Drops Plus Probiotic. This is the Grow and Thrive. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So the Grow and Thrive is a probiotic that's going to support their brain development. And when you use it, you shake it up, and then you open it up with the dropper. And this is what it looks like, just like a little yellow liquid. It is sweet, and so she enjoys it. You just put 5 drops into their mouth or into a bottle, or you can put it on your nipple while you're breastfeeding. However you need to do it, you can do it that way. Hey, sweetie baby. What you doing? What you doing? There's my smile. There's a smile from Mama. Oh, big yawn. Big yawn. Yes, it's a big yawn. Another one of my newborn essentials is my Mamaroo, and I'm not going to pull the Mamaroo into the camera to show you, but I'll just show you this. The Mamaroo has a mobile with 3 of these little things. The one side of all of them are black and white high contrast because, like I said, it is really engaging for newborns. And then the other side, there is a yellow one, a blue one, and a purple one. And they all have different sensations. So this one has that crinkly paper. One of them is a rattle, and the other one has a mirror on it. So they all engage in their own different ways. You can pop them out of the mobile and use them as little toys like this. And she can sit in her Mamaroo and stare at these little balls for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, a long time, a good amount of time that she can entertain herself with these little balls. I don't even turn the Mamaroo on most of the time. I just put her in there and she sees these and she goes nuts. Next on my list is this guy. It is a Soothie silicone pacifier. It's really the only pacifier that she takes. I've tried the Nuke pacifiers and I've tried the Mum pacifiers, and the way that they're shaped, she's just not a fan. She really enjoys these a lot more. I also have these in the Ryan and Rose brand, and she loves those just as much. The Ryan and Rose ones also have a teether on the other side, and now that she's really enjoying taking things and putting them in her mouth, she loves to just like gnaw on that side of the Ryan and Rose version of this pacifier. So that is pretty much it for my newborn must-haves. These are all of the items that I personally have found extremely useful in these first 12 weeks. If there's anything that you found super helpful, go ahead and comment it down below and help out all those other moms out there. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.